In this video, we will cover how to create the shaft support as well as creating a IDW or drawing print file. All right, so this should be review for most of you, but we want to make sure that we are creating our parts and our prints correctly. So the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and start a 2D sketch, and we're going to use the XY plane. We are going to create a section view of this, and we're going to use Revolve to be able to create this part. So let's go ahead and grab our line command. And in looking at this, we have a cutout here that's a little bit larger. So basically, this is the shape that we're going to start with. And then we'll start adding our dimensions. And again, how you determine this is if we cut this just as a quarter section, cut this off, basically creating like a little pie piece here, and looked at just this side, this is what we're seeing. We have a 7 diameter. So if this is rotated around our center axis, the diameter is 7. Then we have a diameter inside here of 2.75, and then a hole cut out of 2. So that's what we're going to go ahead and put our measurements in. So first of all, let's go ahead and get our overall measurement here, and this should be 0.5. And then we'll get our depth here as well, and it looks like that's 0.15. And then let's go ahead and get our diameters in there. So we're going to go ahead and create our outside diameter first, or you can create your inside diameter. My suggestion is don't start in the middle. So we'll go ahead and just start down here at the bottom. We'll select our horizontal line and our origin, and we will right click and choose linear diameter. Once we click, we can go ahead and put the measurement. And remember, with a linear diameter, you're putting the actual diameter. You're not, making a radius or anything like this. So this way, if you have to come back and change that inside diameter, you can. We'll select our second horizontal line here, and again, our origin. And we'll bring it out here to the side, right-click linear diameter, and that diameter is 2.75. And then we'll do our last diameter here, which is a diameter of 7. Right click one more time, linear diameter, and it's a height of 7. Once we're finished, we can go ahead and select Finish Sketch, and we're going to be using that Revolve tool. So we want to revolve around this origin here, right? So we have to choose our x-axis, and I'm just going to turn it on so visibly we can see what we're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Revolve. Notice it automatically chooses my profile. Now I need to just select my axis, which is going to be that line there. So we can go ahead and rotate this, and we can see we have the same view. And then I'll turn my axes off. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and create our hole here, and then we'll create a 3D pattern to be able to get the other 2 holes in. And again, I'm just going to select my circle here and put my diameter size. It looks like they are 1 inch. And I'm guessing I have something off here, so we're going to put in another circle. And we're going to right click. Yes, I had it as a radius, so let's check our diameter there, and it should be 1. So we'll go ahead and erase the other one. Do a quick delete. And, I don't have the circular measurement in here for you, so we'll just do a good guess of what it is. Our overall diameter is 3.5, so let's say this looks to me like it would be about 2.5. Whoops, 2.5. There we go. And we're going to align our center points of our circle to fully constrain my part. And then we'll go ahead and do a quick extrusion. We'll choose cut and through all. Remember, you always want to do through all and not put a measurement there, so that doesn't matter if we ever change the thickness of this piece, that it will continue to go all the way through. And we'll go ahead and select OK. And then we're going to move, and instead of going and creating that pattern while we were in our sketch, we're just going to use a 3D circular pattern, which I don't think we have at this point yet. So we'll select our features, which is going to be the hole. And then you want to select your rotational axis, which is going to be, you can just choose any one of these circles and it's going to show you that axis there. And we just want 3, and we can go ahead and select OK. The nice thing with this is if we ever have to go back in and edit our sketch here, perhaps this isn't going to be 1 inch. Perhaps we're going to come in here and make this 1.25 inches. As long as we keep everything associative, it'll make the adjustment for all the pieces. Okay, so now what we want to do is we are going to go ahead and pause here. Sorry about that. I was wondering if by chance I am not recording my voice on this, so hopefully I am. All right, so once we have this finished, let's go ahead and hit our undo. Whoops, there we go, just to keep it consistent with what we wanted here. So our next option, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a new file, and we're going to create our IDW, or our print file. So this is 7 inches in diameter, so I don't need a D-size sheet for this. This is not overly detailed. So I'm going to change my sheet size. Let's go ahead and leave it at a C size, and we'll see how well that sets. And we'll do our, we'll go ahead and save. There we go. And we'll go ahead and place our circular view as our front view. And you can put an isometric view on here if you'd like, but I'm going to leave it off. And we're going to go ahead and select OK. So now what we need to do is create our section view. And how we do that is just create our section. We want to choose our front view. And now we just want to align our line. Again, remember you have to be off of your part, but you want to kind of touch that quadrant to make sure your cutting plane will actually go all the way through your part. Now you could actually create just a quarter section if you would like, or a full section here. So we're going to go ahead and create a full section, go all the way through, right click and hit continue. And then I'm just going to drag it out here to the right hand side and have my part there. And at this point, it's just your annotation that you should be doing. So we can go up here to our annotate and we can select our dimensions. And the first thing that we're going to take a look at is, don't forget, if you're doing a size for your full piece there, if it's a cylindrical size, the diameter should be on the rectangular view. Hole cutouts would be placed on the circular view. And we can go ahead and put a note here versus trying to measure both the depth here and put it over here. But let's go ahead and start with our overall size. So from our horizontal line to our horizontal line, there's our diameter. And that's the only one that we're going to have on here because everything else is cut through. But then I can go ahead and put my diameter for my width here. I can go ahead and take a few moments to put in, my center line here, and that is something we're going to have to stretch out. And we could also, if we wanted to, we can edit our line type scale too. And we're just going to create a second one. What I'm going to also bring out, there we go. It looks to me like for some reason that looks like a hidden line. Let's delete that. Put that back in there. There we go. And our center marks, we want to go ahead and get those in as well. You can place one over all to get your large center mark here. And this is where we could go ahead and put our dimension, add our note. Remember, just go to the front of your line there, and you're going to put 3x for 3 times that diameter for each of the holes. And then we could also place our note here. So we have, we want to put our measurement of our hole that's going all the way through first, which is diameter of 2.0. So we're going to put diameter 2.00, and we can put in through. And then we can put that our 2.75, let me get to the other side, goes to a depth. Let's put our space in there, 0.15. So you can put those notes in there for yourself as well. And you probably also want to put your reference diameter, that construction line, to be able to show us where those are placed. And again, you can come in here to do a sketch, and we're just going to select our piece here. So see how I have my diameter there. I'm going to select a circle. I'm going to select my item here. We're going to go to the middle, and we're going to go to the middle of my circles here, which we said was, I think it's 5 for diameter. And again, we could go ahead and place that reference. Now, the better way to do this, let's go ahead and finish our sketch. And we're going to go to undo. Not quite on my screen there. All right, so a better way to do this, whoops, too far. All right, we're going to actually come in here and we're going to delete these. And we're going to go back to our Annotate tab. And we are going to create using a pattern here. So I can select my individual circles to put my center marks, or get this off. I can do my pattern here, and I'm just coming through selecting my items here and see how it's coming around to make my circular pattern. I actually hit the wrong one there. All right, sorry about that. So again, you want to select where your center is going to be. So it doesn't matter which circle that you create. And then you want to make sure that you're selecting the actual circles here, and you have to select the first circle so you get that reference all the way around, and hit create. And then you can go ahead and do a dimension off of this as well for that reference circle. All right. And that's how you create the part file as well as the IDW. And again, this should be reviewed, but if you have any questions, please reach out to your instructor.